All right. Just want to start this out by saying, if you're watching this, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Love the Minnesota Timberwolves very much, and there's not much more I love than interacting with you guys on my Twitter at NotDWolfson, N-O-T-W. I'm sorry, I can't spell apparently today. Might have something to do with a little bit of this. Cheers. At NotDWolfson on Twitter, Timberwolves News. Just want to kind of take some time here, throughout quarantine. I've been catching myself watching a lot of, breaking down a lot more Timberwolves than I've ever done before. And it's been really interesting to, dive deeper than just what I'm so used to as a fan and really kind of try to dig deep. So this is really, in my opinion, the state of the Minnesota Timberwolves moving forward. I'm just going to kind of go down the roster and I guess give my opinion on what I think is next. I just want to start out by saying Gersson Rosas has been, you could argue, the biggest revelation. He might end up being one of the biggest hires in Timberwolves history. With the way he's moving and operating this roster, it's remarkable. The turnover and what he's been able to accomplish in such a short period of time. I know the country club, the old cliche country club saying, but this was an out of the box hire for Glenn Taylor, which criticize him all you want, fairly to some degree, unfairly to some extent, but what an absolute home run hire thus far. What he's brought into this franchise in such a short period of time is, it gets me fired up thinking about it. I cannot wait for the future of this franchise. So just going to start with the obvious, right? So the biggest, question mark, call it, Malik Beasley, right? So limited action, obviously in Denver, didn't get a ton of runs, so it's kind of hard to establish yourself. First round pick, definitely a talented young guy. Just an absolute revelation as soon as he stepped on the court in Minnesota. He in my opinion, is a huge part of this future. So on the season, and granted, obviously Denver factors into this, 11.2 points, 42.5% from the field, 38% from three, shooting over 80% at the free throw line. Almost three rebounds a game. The assists, 1.4. Certainly hope that goes up a little bit. Granted, he's playing the 2-ball, but I tweeted something the other day about how I'd rather have him than Bradley Beal long term. And let me clarify something with that. I've gotten a lot of criticism, and rightfully so. I should have been more clear. Bradley Beal is a much better player, right? Okay, no shit. Let's just, it's common sense. A little thirsty here, as you could imagine, you know what I mean? Saturday night, it is what it is. Got to do what you got to do. Bradley Beal is obviously a top 20 player in the league. But here's the problem. That's 3 max deals right there. And when you think long-term with the way this roster is going, I'd rather pay Malik Beasley half that money and get the effort we've seen from him. Granted, it was a small sample size, but he looks like he's definitely a fit with this team moving forward. So pay him half the money and keep building this roster out. I know the Golden State did it with their big 3, right? But you got to have depth. You got to have money to spend elsewhere other than 3 main guys. So I really don't want to be having 3 max players. Obviously, if Booker becomes available, you get the opportunity to get 3 best friends, you do it. But besides the point, Malik Beasley has been an absolute stud. I can't imagine that if the season is officially over, sorry for my camera, Rosas is bringing him back. There's no way. There's no way you don't bring him back. He traded Rocco, who's on a team-friendly deal, for him and Juancho, and things start moving, right? In the grand scheme of things, that move was made to get younger and to swing for the fences with a guy who didn't get a lot of run on a very deep team in Denver, and he's delivered in ways that I didn't think possible. So certainly would love to see him back. I think we're going to, probably in that $15 million range, 15, 16 a year, right? Sounds like a lot of money, but in today's NBA, it's not. So really, really eager and excited for the future there. Another interesting one, with Rosas that I think a lot of fans are struggling with, and I know because I've had conversations with a number of you, Jarrett Culver, right? Interesting pick. Let me just stop right here. I mean, take a quick break here. Are we kidding me? A little Texas Tech action. Yeah, I went there. Shout out Jarrett Culver. Probably the most impactful player in Texas Tech basketball history. National championship. Shout out Minneapolis. Shout out Texas Tech for that. Guns up. 9 points a game. 40% from the field, 29 from three, 46% from the free throw line. 46. I mean, it's tough for me. We want so much so quick in today's NBA because we're so used to that with these rookies. He is a guy that there is a lot of untapped potential there. I mean, defensively, he's already at a spot, that I look at it and I look at the film and I'm like, okay, we got something to work with here defensively. If nothing more, you keep him through the rookie contract and you let him ball out defensively. The offensive game, I mean, the shot making, it's concerning. However, he's explosive. It's there. Let's give him some time to develop, right? Okay, this team wasn't winning this year, right? So let's see what Culver can do in an offseason, get together with the new team, and certainly build around that. But Jarrett Culver out of Texas Tech, I mean, rookie deal, he's definitely going to bring some chops, whether that's, off the bench to be determined, but it's going to be most likely. But what kind of role is he going to be? Sixth man? What are we looking at here? What I can tell you is, I mean, he's got some work to do offensively. That's evident. That free throwing shot, that free throw shooting is not great. But certainly, if he can improve offensively, you've got a good, solid rotational player, and certainly with a top 5 pick coming up, likely. Granted, the Timberwolves don't ever move up in the draft. He'll be all right. Let's give him another year and see, okay, can his offensive game improve? Because the shot, it needs some tweaking, right? Jacob Evans, we'll see with him. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, he was just a part of the deal. I get it. Certainly a young guy with upside. I mean, how much upside to be determined. Wancho is an interesting one, right? So what is Wancho gonna get on the open market? 10 a year? I mean, 6 points a game, 40% from the field, 34 from three, 62 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds a game, 0.8 assists. I mean, he's kind of that quintessential 3-point shot maker. You're not asking him to do a ton, but he can be a big piece in what you need to accomplish, which is put this guy in, hit a 3-pointer, right? I see a lot of belly in him. It's inconsistent. Shout out Nemanja Bjelica, but I don't know if they're going to bring him back. I just don't know. I think they're really going to say test the market and let it see, because I don't think they're touching 10 a year. And there might be a team out there that loves him and says, yeah, let's do it. You see it every offseason. Some team signs some guy, right? It's just the way it is. So we'll see with him. James Johnson, I mean, that trade, when that happened with Gorgie, I was like, what are they doing? I know he's a leader, but like, what? I mean, I couldn't. The amount of energy this man brought to our team is insane. And he was playing well. He was playing at a high level. I mean, what more can you ask from the guy? So, love that addition. Great leadership. Great leadership. Met him the day that they had the press conference in the Skyway level in Minneapolis when they introduced everyone. Really nice guy. Just going to really be a beneficial piece for these young guys. Jake Layman, it's easy to forget about him with that injury, but, excited for him on a team-friendly contract. Really can hit that 3, right? I mean, he's what you need. Kind of get open, make an open 3. It's what we need out of you, Jake. Very athletic. Shout out to him. Jalen Noel, Jordan McLaughlin's another one where, like, when he came in at the backup point guard, I was like, okay. All right, Jordan, cheers to you, baby. The man can play, right? I mean, he's proven he belongs in the league. What kind of role is he going to have? I don't know. We'll see. But I'd like to see him back. Jalen Noel, be interesting to see the development with him. Really going to focus on the key guys here. Josh Okogie, just you know what you're getting, right? Just a lockdown, can really play defense, just can lock you down. The offensive game kind of is what it is, right? 26.6% from three. I mean, is what it is. He'll make his free throws, which is great, almost 80%. I think he's a huge piece moving forward. He'll be probably able to, once that rookie deal is up, sign him back pretty affordably. So certainly excited about that. Naz Reid, another big man that is going to be a huge piece for us off the bench. I mean, what a steal. I mean, a McDonald's All-American that goes undrafted. You bring him in, you give him a 4-year deal, right? So it's about as team-friendly as it gets. None of it's guaranteed. It's all going to be guaranteed because you're not going to find a better, more talented upside guy on that type of deal. So what a pickup. I mean, that's what you bring in Gerson and his team around in for, to find guys like him, Jordan McLaughlin, Keelan Martin even. I mean, these dudes can play. So Naz Reid, I mean, you're talking about a guy that could be behind Cat for a very long time and be extremely successful. He struggled at times, but, he kind of got thrown into a role that I don't think anyone expected him to be in this early in his career. And he showed a lot of good glimpses. So excited for him. D'Lo, I mean, if you look back on my Twitter, again, at @NotDWolfson, shameless plug, when we missed out on him in the summer, I was talking to my buddy Jake, and I remember being like, yep, this is peak Timberwolves fandom right here. Every report, Timberwolves are the front runner. He wants to go there. He's on a plane right now with a helicopter with Gerson. It's looking good. And when he signed that sign-in trade, I just went to bed. I just laid in bed just like, yep, this is really my life. This is me as a sports fan. I deserve this. Why do I deserve it? You tell me. I don't know. But for some reason, I deserve it, right? So us as fans, I'm sure you were with me. So side note, that was just a little run back to before we got him. When we traded for him, if you look at my Twitter, when I posted that video, that was the second I found out. I walked outside of my work at my previous company as a software salesman. And they were all like, what the fuck is this guy doing? I was posting this video. I've never been so excited. D'Angelo Russell's my favorite player in the league. I love him. He's grossly undervalued. The Nets, the only reason he's not on the Nets today is because they had the chance. They knew with getting KD, it meant Kyrie too. And obviously Kyrie's a stud when he's healthy. But, I mean, KD is the caveat there, right? So, side note, I mean, I think D'Lo, that was peak. I mean, he's averaging 23 points a game, 42% from the field, 36 from three, 80% from the free throw line. I mean, I love this man. He's, 23 years old? He's Cat's best friend. You got the chance, and then you got Devin Booker, who, for all intents and purposes, just remove the sports side of thing. Human element. Would you want to play with your two other best friends? I don't know. You tell me. Because I would. So, yeah, like I said earlier, I know I'm backtracking. Do I want Bradley Beal on a max? No, I don't. But if Devin Booker's available one day and you say, let's get the three best friends together, the chemistry is going to be there. They're three very talented young players. You do it. You do it all day. And I think that is, call me crazy. This is me being a Minnesota Timberwolves fan. It's possible. It is certainly possible. So, I mean, again, back to D'Angelo Russell. When that trade went down, again, look at my Twitter. That video is raw emotion. I was on the verge of tears. I absolutely love D'Angelo Russell. I mean, you talk about a guy, when he gets hot, is there anyone more fun to watch in today's NBA? Because when that man, I was at the game when Golden State came earlier in the year, and he went for, him and Wiggins were just going at it, and he went for 50, and it just was peak. I know we won, but it just was the ultimate slap in the face to Timberwolves fans. Like, yep, you see that point guard? You could have had him, but you really couldn't have at the time. How's it feel? Yeah, that's a career-high 50 piece on you. Enjoy Golden State. So, when we got him, oh my God, was I happy. With Cat, obviously Cat got injured, blah, blah, blah. You know what you have in Cat, 26 points a game, 50% from the free throw, or from the field, 41% from three. People just don't, I know he gets called soft and whatnot. I am so sick of it. He shoots 41% from 3-point line. And he's 7 feet tall. Are you out of your mind? This is one of the most talented players in the league. I'm so sick of the slander. Oh, he doesn't play defense. He doesn't do that. Shut up. You don't want him on your team? You telling me that? You wouldn't want to build a team around him and D'Lo? Because I would. I'm taking 23-year-old all-stars all day that are best friends to build around. Yeah, so the direction of this team is just, gets me fired up, especially in a time of quarantine when I'm just envisioning it. The sports fan in me is losing my mind right now because I am watching reruns and highlight tapes and rewatching game film. It's just like I'm going nuts. So, end all be all, I just really want to, after covering the players, what I want to cover is the future of this team. The state of the Minnesota Timberwolves is in the best state it's been in since I've been a fan. And right, I'm 26 years old. I've been a fan since 2009 is when I moved to Minnesota, and I kind of inherited the team when they were terrible, and I could get a ticket for $5 and I'd go 2 hours. I'd be there the second the doors open. I'd go sit by the tunnel and watch the players warm up. And I fell in love with the Target Center. I fell in love with the Timberwolves, and my emotion is in this team. I'm invested in this team. And this is the best. I mean, granted, in the past 10 years, that's not saying much, but of any franchise, if you can't be thrilled at the fact that you have a 23-year-old point guard that is an all-star. You've got Cat, who's obviously an all-star, the most talented player at his position. Is he the best? No, not yet. He's young. Rome wasn't built in one day, baby. Give him a chance. Give him some time to keep getting better because he's great offensively. If that defense improves like I think it will, game over. Game over. The state of the Minnesota Timberwolves it's amazing. It's a beautiful sight to see, in my opinion. It is a beautiful sight to see. This team is moving in the right direction. They are moving in the right direction. They're going to re-sign Beasley. They're going to have 3 pieces. They have tradable assets now. They have tradable assets. They moved off of Gorgie's contract. I know they have James Johnson's contract, but I'd argue that the money they're paying him is shit. I mean, what he brings to this team, it's worth it. It's worth it. You can't win without a leader. For these young guys, they got to learn how to lead. And how are they going to learn? From watching someone else do it, all right? So I want Cat to just be himself. I want D'Lo to keep being himself, right? Be you. Do what you do and build a team because Rosas is doing this the right way. I don't know what we're going to do with that pick. I don't know what we're going to do this summer. I think it's evident we're going to re-sign Beasley. But certainly it's an exciting... It is an exciting time to be a Minnesota Timberwolves fan. And I'm just eager to see where they continue to build this thing because, say what you will about Ryan Saunders. He's a great coach. He's a great leader of men, right? Has he made some, he's a young coach. Okay, I get it. Flip is the GOAT. Rest in peace. Legend. Love him to death. We don't have Cat without him, right? He had a beautiful vision for this team, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And for you to disrespect his son is, I don't want to hear it. I won't stand for Ryan Saunders slander. Say what you will, but those guys ride for him. Cat loves Rhino. Okay, so let's give him some time. All right, let's chill out. You tell me, find me another coach that would have had a better year than he did this year. Okay, they just added the point guard of the future. Things are good. Things are good. I'm not going to hear any of it, right? So I would love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below. Tweet me at @NotDWolfson. But at the end of the day, the Timberwolves are moving in a direction where, playoffs are starting to look like... Playoffs are coming, I think. Playoffs are coming. They're right around the corner. And I think long-term, 3 to 5 year plan, they keep building, build, get some good capital, draft well, right? Let's see. Can Jalen Noel step up next year? Can a guy like Jordan Vanderbilt, who was a stud, who was injured a lot in college and has this upside to come into the league and play at a, we'll see how high of a level. Can he develop in the G League? But the way they're building this thing it's beautiful. And I'm eager to see the direction that this team goes. And I think that there's a solid chance that they keep building this the right way, and Rosas helps this team takes them to the promised land. And what that means to me right now, let's just win a playoff series. Can we get a first round playoff series win? Because for me, I'd be thrilled, baby. I don't know about you. Please let me know. But right? Let's build this thing the right way. Warriors took them time, but look what they built. I won't rule it out. I'm an optimist, all right? It is what it is. So, again, let me know what you think. But I truly believe the Timberwolves are going to be in the playoffs next year. The state of the Minnesota Timberwolves is they're going to be in the playoffs next year. Is that an 8 seed? Is that a 7 seed? I don't know. But it's there. I mean, they got the point guard they want, right? For their system. They got the 5 that they want. Beasley's going to be back. I mean, let's see what they do everywhere else. Can they, bring back these guys that are young and inexpensive? And can they build and sign the right guys in free agency on low cap hits and low numbers? We'll see. But, again, we making the playoffs next year, all right? The Minnesota Timberwolves are going to the playoffs next year. I genuinely believe that in my heart, and I genuinely believe 2-3 years from now we're going to be talking about the Timberwolves as a top 4 team in the West. Call me crazy, all right? Call me crazy. Don't care. It's true. Let me know. Cheers.